Just to let you know, that woman, based upon her statements, could have been forced and could be forced to take a driver's test. Also, if she had somehow gotten into an accident and made those statements to a law enforcement officer, they could find it simply her fault based upon her statements, and then also require her to retest. So the first part is she shouldn't have had to deal with that, which means they're not observers. Observers sit there and watch, and that's it. And if you have two of those that do that, and there's another 50 that are making the noise, it's still not observing. It's an unlawful assembly, and the whole thing needs to be dispersed. Right. But the bottom line is, she wouldn't have had to deal with any of that if it wasn't for the mayor, the governor, and the agitators that are really, it's an insurgency. It's a spycraft insurgency. And I'm sure Cash Patel's looking for each and every one of the people that are setting it up and see if we can get to some former CIA employees. Maybe current, who knows? They'll go to prison. We find former CIA people setting that whole thing up in Minneapolis and all that, they'll go to prison. I don't think anybody will have sympathy for them, except for, druggies who are fighting for their dealers' right to stay in the United States. Right. So again, that situation was unnecessary. Law enforcement officers were at the mercy of that mayhem created by those criminals that are committing felonies day after day after day, unabated, with impunity. Yeah, I think there's something. The other thing, the judge is saying non-compliance. It's really generally that type of thing isn't really what's called non-compliance. And the question is, what is it? I can't tell you. I'm not there, but maybe the judge doesn't realize that his order isn't making it to the place where it's supposed to happen. Because I know in the Marshal Service, I remember we had to wait on a judge's order to do something, like that, to release somebody or something, and we had to stay late or something. So again, the idea is, where is that order going? So the best case scenario for ICE, because you have so many people being moved, that you would have a central office, that the judge has that email, maybe even a fax number. And when a federal judge enters a order of release, or prepares an order of release, types it up, he can send it, or his staff types it up, they can send it directly to that email box. And that's their job. They just look at that all day and see, make sure those things happen. And that should stop any issue. Like I said, I think it's operational. I don't think it's non-compliance. So, but that's what the judge. See, the judge is in the same building as the marshal, so maybe ICE is there. I don't know, but he's used to that thing working. His staff walk down there. They hand it to the woman behind the desk. She grabs it. She clocks it, and pink. Right. So that's where the judge is coming from. Like, I don't know what the problem is. I tell you, release somebody. Here's the order, ink. But maybe they don't. Something's wrong. Right? You may not even be. The judge can't tell an attorney in court release somebody and expect it to happen. If that's what's happening, then that's bullshit. That never happens in the Marshal Service. The judge has to send the order. Right. So maybe the judge is thinking that he just tells some ICE attorney something. I don't know. I mean, he shouldn't think that. A verbal order. Nobody will be released on a judge's verbal order, as far as I know. You have to get something in writing. It has to go to the right person, or the person doesn't get released. So again, that's first off, if the judge is actually submitting the orders in the right location. But again, to stop future issues, again, if it's something could break down the road, right? And so you just make an office where they say this is the email address, and then the administrative offices of the courts can put it out. Who you can have your people touch base with judges. You can even have attorneys send a memo with the attorney, and the attorney submits the memo to the court. And if there is ever a release order generated from this is where you send it. Well, that's what I'm getting inside, is that some of these orders never made it anywhere. Just a psychic blip. Well, that's what they initially did. Moore's fraudulently retired. Well, first they wouldn't do it. Then I went to a senator. Then he's fraudulently retired. So they don't have to have consideration for a disability at that point once they say you're a fraudster. It's a scam, but that's what they do. Right. And then they want to take credit for my retirement. Oh, we paid him because we gave him a retirement. Number one, that's for something completely different. Number two, no. If you didn't block it, maybe you could have. Why did you block it? Because you're criminals, and that was your plan from the beginning, to try to make me homeless. Because little girl spilled the beans about Doug Bettman. And you know what day it was? It was the day they had that video. I remember it 100%. She's sitting there talking to me. It was right before the video came on with DiBaggio, the U.S. attorney, releasing the information about the ticket, the Turnpike, the New Jersey Turnpike ticket. She spoke to me probably the 10 minutes prior to that, or less. I think we were all there just waiting for that thing to. But there was no reason for her to talk to me. So again, statement analysis, investigative analysis says that she did it because she was hoping I would be homeless one day. And I said, oh yeah, Shelton made me homeless. She'll burn now. It's where she and people like her go. We could actually find out what date that was. We could actually know the date and time. You know that. Like, tell me the condition that Doug Bettman's life was in. Well, I think I got the name right. I didn't know the guy. I just was told a million different stories about it. Based upon what I see they do to people that they put out, I don't even know if any of it's true, to tell you the truth, or how much of it's true. Especially the part where he did it when he was a kid. Because I'd like to see if he didn't do it when he was a kid. 'Cause that could have been the cover story. Right? The CIA screwed his head up so bad he started using heroin, like that FBI agent. Right? But he swallowed some bags, and but again, the FBI agent could have been a CIA hit, right? Or even a coworker hit, or a combination thereof. Thanks, Larry. No, she never talks. She just scowls at me. She's a wacko, man. She just gets whatever's in her head. Bam. When I got there, they all got paid for Bettman. I'm sure of it. It was a hit. So when I came along, they were licking their lips. Here's the next one. We get paid. Money grubbing devils. Right. The federal government in Maryland turned out to be just as corrupt as the state. Right. In fact, that's probably who was running the federal government in Maryland. Just pay enough money, you get to own the federal government. Oh, I know. Let me make some tea here. Turn on air purifiers. The dust and danger's creeping up. But the weather's already changing. Like I said, once it warms up, then sometimes those frigid days, the next set of frigid days, diminish or go away. They've already diminished. Went back one day. So we have one day that's not going to be in the teens now, supposedly. 7 days from now, it's supposedly it for the real cold weather. I mean, 30 degrees and above, that's fine. But as far as the high temp, the 20s doesn't. Weather in the 20s feels fine. As long as you climatize, it won't bother you. But if you stay bundled up all the time, then you can't climatize. So I took a photo of the ark again, and it was I had the camera on top. I'm like, oops. I usually only station it there when I go out. That's one of them. Well, they did take the return to send letters today. That was great.